Welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Dad Jokes. I am Tom.
And I am J.R.R. Tolkien, the writer of many books that you may be familiar with, such as The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings,
I think you're going to mess up.
the Sir Myrtle. I can't say that one.
You're going to end up messing up like the YouTube algorithm. You're going to get flagged as being
I'm sorry.
Lord of
I'm
the
so
Rings
sorry.
worthy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some haters this episode. Like, don't touch that sacred cow.
Yeah, I was going to say that especially if you
Wow.
live in.
He claimed to be J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah, I'm not J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm Mike. Welcome. How was your morning?
It's good. It's good. I was worried about how much we were going to offend the New Zealanders and the Australians, but we didn't quite get into that territory. That's good. All right. So my morning's great. It's the end of the semester where I work. Probably not where
Yep.
you are, but
Yeah, and we're in the quarter system, so we got. I'm only a third of the way through.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah, quarters suck. Yeah. Eat anything good for breakfast?
Well, recently, had some cheese and peanut butter crackers.
Okay.
But prior to that, I splurged and got a little DoorDash this morning,
Oh,
and had some, not a sponsor, but some Chick-fil-A, a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. So,
okay.
how about you?
Okay. I had scrambled eggs and a piece of bacon and some toast.
And where was yours from?
My wife cooked it.
Gotcha.
My wife cooked it.
So-
Sometimes I need to make breakfast more. When I make breakfast in the morning, it's generally a soft-boiled egg. And then I do the soldiers thing, and you dunk them. You ever done that?
Wait a minute, say this again?
Soft-boiled egg.
Yeah.
Soft-boiled egg, right? And then you take a piece of toast and you cut it up into little dippies, so you can dip them into the egg and eat them.
I've seen people do that. I don't know that I have, but yeah.
It's good, and it's kind of healthy because it's not like it's not like a fried egg. So
Right. Okay. Good deal.
yeah, so that's when I cook.
Mhm. And so when you say soft boiled, do you mean like you still keep it in the shell and you just undercook it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You eat it out of an egg cup.
Almost like a poached egg. I think it's similar.
Yes, I mean it's still part of it is runny, so
Right.
it'd be there's a runny part. But like a hard-boiled egg, but it's just not cooked all the way through. It's soft in the center, so you
Yeah.
crack the top off, you cut the top off, and then while the egg is in the shell in the cup, you dunk and eat and scoop it
We
out.
just lost half of our audience in terms of grossing them out.
Be explaining how you're like the gross factor right there. That's so gross.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I learn something new every day because I did not know that's something that you typically have.
Yeah, yeah, we do. We both like them. And yeah, that was what I had for breakfast. I didn't have that for breakfast
But typically, yes.
typically.
Cool. So I think last week we were working on some themes to stick with for today.
We did. Amazingly, we were going to pick one theme, and somehow we picked two themes.
Which is typical
And
of us, yeah.
I summer was the one theme from you. Dumplings was my theme, and then you said, "Let's just have summer dumplings be the theme." So I was literally up to like 1:30 in the morning Tuesday night, trying to how do I even? It was very difficult, and I may have written probably the worst joke I've ever written. I think it ranks up there. I don't think it's a dad joke. We've talked about retitling the show, maybe dad bad jokes. This is definitely in the second category.
I might be with you. So this might be one of those episodes that we can use as an example of falling short.
What not to do.
What not to do.
Not to do.
Yeah.
Don't introduce yourself as J.R.R. Tolkien.
And also don't come up with a two-part theme. Stick with
Don't
one.
come up with it. Especially after you've had no themes
Right.
for any episode. Don't come up with two themes. Yeah. So
You're gonna go first, I hope, because
I will. I'll go first. I
okay.
go first. So um, I knew this dumpling, happy little guy, always upbeat, oh, skipping around. Yay! Let's go hike. Whatever. Can't we just watch TV, dude? Always, always upbeat, always happy. And uh, run into him one day. This is a couple years ago when I knew him, and he was really sad, depressed. And I'm like, hey, you kind of see him in the dumps. No offense, no offense. He's like, it's okay, it's okay. Just, I'm like, what's up? And he says, it's the end of August. Yeah? Summer. It's almost over. It's the end of the season. It's the end of the season. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I got some salt and pepper right here. I'm pretty sure we could make this work. Now he thought this is the messed up part. He thought it's kind of tasteless to me. I thought it tasted pretty good.
Jeez. I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I think it got me the way I got you last week. So yeah. Oh, wow. Is dumpling a metaphor for a real person or not really? Your little dumpling friend? No, not okay.
I
You were
I
stretching.
do have some friends. I have some friends here who are very outdoor type, and yeah, and I've had a couple experiences where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna hike. It's like how far? It's like, well, it's a mile." And like you kind of win this thing. It's like I'm pretty sure. Well, no, it was a mile to the trail. The hike is like 5 miles in and 5 miles out. Like what? No. So maybe some outdoor folks. People love to hike and be outside here. It's a very
In the
beautiful region.
in
Not
the
to take away from that, but
in the PNW, as I've learned.
yeah. But when you get to be my age, it's like maybe I can just do the stepper and like watch a cartoon.
And when you say
That's my
stepper, if I remember correctly, your stepper is one of those under the table steppers.
I
Like you can
do.
just do it while you're watching TV.
I do. I have $100 stepper that I like. Yeah, it barely gives me a workout. Like I just kind of
It's basically just moving your feet. Right. Yeah.
you essentially moving your feet,
Yeah. Right.
and then I do a really light yoga workout with Rodney Yee that I've been doing for years, mostly for the breathing
How much
exercise.
is that? How much of that is really true?
That's all true.
That's what I thought. Okay.
It's all
Okay. I
true.
just want to
I,
clarify for people listening.
hey, the Rodney Yee AM yoga. I've been doing it for years. It is, it's awesome. I breathe in, I relax. I'm not angry.
Was this something that you discovered yourself, or
I,
was this your significant other that? Well,
no, I discovered it myself, kind of. My mom had the DVD at her house. I'm like, Mom, do you ever watch this? And she said, I didn't even know I owned that. And I took it, and then I ripped it, and I put it on my Plex. And in fact, I even have an MP3 of it so that I don't do it every day of the week, but I try to do it 2 or 3 times a week.
like the days that you have your runny eggs.
The days that I know that I'm going to be angry, like it's a good way to start the morning, and
Okay.
it's the breathing exercise. Actually, I mean, I don't the spiritual component. If that works for some people, that's fine. But I more of like the just the breathing exercises. This is amazing. Oh,
Oh, that's beautiful. Um,
you can tell we're old. I would have never admitted this as like a 15 year
oh,
old.
I'm sure. Well, even 10 years ago, you'd probably be like prior to marriage. Like it's one of those things you have to wait till you're hitched up.
Gotta wait till you mail it out and you're like, man, nothing matters.
Right.
If I can make it to like like Wednesday, I'm good.
Yeah, for sure.
So your joke, your
Well,
joke.
well, I mean, and just real quick with yours, I think it's appropriate in all settings. I don't see how it's offensive, honestly, to anyone group.
It's a bit long.
It's a bit long, but I mean that's your MO, and I've come to expect that. I kind of feel like if it was too short, then I'd be wanting more. So, um, yeah, I do think it was definitely in the realm of dad joke material, though I'm um, not sure how many kids younger than 10 would grasp it, but also kind of an MO that we have going. But yeah, I definitely rolled my eyes and I definitely thought it was funny. So, not sure. Did you run this by your partner? Did you see?
Yeah, I did.
And what was their
And
response?
they were like, wow, it just kept on going.
Yep. Okay.
And then they told it differently after I told it to them and the way that they told it, which is probably better. But I decided to stick to my telling of it.
Oh
Was
yeah,
that
you got to make it your own.
you set it up like I knew this dumpling who I asked them what their favorite season was, and they said summer, and I said, well, mine's salt and pepper, and they thought that was tasteless, and which is actually probably a better way to tell it. Like it shortens
Yeah,
and
it shortens. It definitely cleans it up. I mean,
yeah,
this is
but
another example where we need to listen to our partners more. But
But
yeah,
I'm kind of also thinking about the podcast format. Nobody's really paying attention to this. So if like you could kind of do the monotone thing where somebody's falling asleep, like kind of like a yoga workout, it's like, wait, did somebody just do a weird joke
that's
in
true.
the
That's true.
did it what?
It might actually catch somebody's attention. That's a good point.
So yeah, that's a just kind of weave them in, very dry.
I did like it. So okay.
So
Well,
what's your joke?
mine is shoo, I feel like I have a lot to live up
Does
to
it
now.
speak to the theme?
Well, here's the problem. So for those of you that don't know, Mike sends out a nice little one-page outline script for us to follow usually every Thursday, right? Is that when you normally send it to?
Wednesday, Thursday,
Wednesday,
yeah.
Thursday. And on there it said, that we reminding me because I can't remember what happened yesterday, typically, that we have themes. And so I saw where he put summer. I'm looking at it right now, and it had my name beside it, and then I dumplings, and then Mike's name was beside that. So I thought, okay, I'm just supposed to take summer. So I didn't actually.
Oh,
I
well,
was
that's
not.
fine.
I was not as ambitious as Mike, or thorough.
To tell a joke about summer dumplings.
Summer dumpling. I mean that's impressive, honestly. So that's why I mean the bar is high for me, and I am about to tip into the bar and probably just knock it right over. So just to let you know. So, and this is also kind of doing the exact opposite of you. Well, I'll leave it there. You'll see what I'm about to say, and I'll say it after the joke. So, my son, 5 years old, was driving back from his preschool with me the other day. It's about a 30-minute drive right now, which is it's going to get cut down to a shorter time here, in about a month. But as we're driving back, it's usually sunset, and so the sun's usually pretty bright on the way home. And he made some kind of reference to, "Hey, Dad, there's Bob," and I'm like, "Bob," and I kind of vaguely remember hearing something he was watching reference Bob too, and I was like, "What is Bob?" He's like, "Bob is, it's the," and this is not the joke, by the way. He's like, "Bob is the big orange blob, the sun," and I'm like, "Okay," and clearly he got it from one of his shows. Like he didn't come up with that himself, right? And I'm like, "Big orange blob, I kind of like it, Bob," So he's been calling the sun Bob. And so, I was like, what show is that coming from? And I couldn't even, I really, when I did a quick Google search, I couldn't figure out where Bob was pulled from. There's a couple of random references on the internet, mostly children related. But then, then I was like, well, I wonder if there's anything out there about the moon, and like, what is the moon referenced as? And so the moon, it turns out, is referenced as rock, ROC. Do you know what that stands for, Mike?
No.
Rotten old cheese. So what I was going to say is, that's my joke. So that mine's more geared towards a 5-year-old, and yours is more geared towards anybody over the age of 5.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. See, and I didn't see. This is also another lesson where I did not run mine by my partner. this is you're hearing it for the first time ever. Usually I run everything by her and she's like, nope, don't do it. And this
I
is
think you should just run it by Howie next week.
yeah, this is one of those cases where I should have run it by her, and just, well,
Wow.
didn't happen. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, wow, rotten old cheese.
Rock, Bob and
uh,
Rock.
Bob and Rock. You
Yeah,
know, it's funny.
yeah.
I was almost named my dumpling in my story Bob.
Ooh,
Almost did. So it's a default name, and
well,
Bob
Bob's
popped in my.
easy. Yeah,
Somebody has a cat name. There's a sign up for a cat dismissing named Bob, and it's like it's kind of an interesting default, Bob.
mm-hmm.
And you knew Bob, Robert.
Robert,
Um,
Bobbert. Yeah, yeah.
Robert. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm glad I'm not because Mike and Tom are sort of basic names.
Very.
It's like really basic, boring names.
Yeah,
Mike.
it's like Tim and Doug. Yeah, yeah.
That's right. Maybe that's why I wanted to be J.R.R. Tolkien.
Sounds way more sophisticated.
It's right. It's like, ooh, who is this cat?
Yeah, yeah. So how bad was my joke?
I think it was. I think it was fine. I think
think it
Howie
was
would have
fine?
laughed. I think your wife would have just
It's like-
blanked you and probably said, "What do you want for to do this evening?" Or
right. Change the subject. Yeah.
change the subject very quickly.
She would have gave it the same reaction that she had when I shared last week's joke about Spider-Man's favorite menu item. It's kind of like in that same vein.
No cheese.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
And if rotten old cheese, and you did nothing with the K.
Yeah. It was too much.
Too much for
Look,
rotten old chease.
I'm finally getting into the realm of actually creating my own, if you want to say creating, developing, writing my own dad jokes, and I don't even know if I really should even get credit for that yet, because they're so bad. But at least I'm not pulling out of another. I'd actually, before I forgot, before you reminded me, I should say, that we had themes. I had come up. I actually had a dad joke that I heard. That was really funny, I thought.
Yeah.
But it's probably very common, and I never take notice to these things. But there was this guy. Can I share it real quick?
Yeah.
You're not going to hit the stop timer or anything like that. Okay.
I'm not going to hit the stop timer.
Like, we're done. See ya.
Gong show.
Yeah. So I don't know.
We all
I'm sure this is not his original dad joke, but Thom Buck is this guy that I watch on YouTube occasionally. He's a creative arts, digital arts instructor in K through 12, and
Okay.
he's really good. And he's always doing like puns and stuff. And he said, "What do you call a guy with a fake toe?" Have you heard that one?
No.
Rubber toe, Roberto. And I was like, I like that one. So I was gonna like give him a nod from what he had shared on his it was actually a live stream where he wasn't there to do jokes. He was actually talking about how to set up some new microphones that came out in the market. But anyway, that was somehow he made that reference. I jotted it down, and I thought that was clever. It was very, very dad joke ish.
Yeah. And what's his name?
Thom Buck, TomBuck, and that's the name of his YouTube channel. So
Interesting.
there's a plug for Thom Buck.
Yep. Unsponsored plug for Thom
Unsponsored.
Buck.
Yes. He would be great to have on one day, to share one of his dad jokes. Actually,
Share his dad joke.
cool. Well, I guess mine's appropriate for anybody at this point. Anybody that
Yeah.
wants to like just cringe. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine. It's good, safe. Joe Biden, maybe don't tell it.
Is it like I'd give it like personally, I'd give it like a 3 out of 10 on the dad joke scale.
3 out of 10.
What would you give it? Come on, you can be a critic. You can give me a 2 if you want.
6.
A 6?
Sure, why not? A kid would laugh at it.
Yeah.
That's the other piece to it. I mean, I kind of, as a father of dogs, they have no sense of humor.
It's true. It's true.
I'm like, here, small chihuahua, wear this harness. And it's like,
Yeah, and they just look at you and they get upset. Yeah,
They
you're right.
get yeah, it
Yeah.
gets upset. It can't eat its food. It's like I can't eat my food. Put it on a towel. Like can't, what? This is a Chihuahua.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So no, I think it's fine. My dogs would probably be like, if you gave them a treat, they'd say 10 out of 10.
That's fair.
That's how they work. That's how they roll.
That's fair. All right. Um, so did we want to try? I think you had something else that you wanted to,
Yeah.
an
Do we?
exercise you wanted to do.
We're at 21 minutes.
We're at yeah, thereabouts. We've had some header on there though, but yeah,
Okay. So we'll maybe do this quick.
yeah.
I had this idea. I'm going to, so to explain to anybody who's watching this, I'm going to text Thom some headlines from the news, old headlines. So these will be a week out of date when this cast goes live. So this is this old headline segment of the show. I will text him the headlines. He's not read these, and he will try to read them, and we'll see if they work.
Just the fact that having me read them without fumbling is going to be an achievement if I can
Yes.
do it. So that, but then if there's a punchline there, even better.
Even better. Okay, so here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So from Fox News, April 28th, 2021. Biden moves to extend key parts of COVID-19 relief bills with American Families Plan. I think extending keys isn't a great idea. Hopefully they will be big skeleton keys because these photograph better than regular old keys, and everyone is bound to get more Instagram followers. from NPR, April 26, 2021. 100 days. How Biden has fared so far on his promises. As long as he has funnel cake at the fair, me personally, I'm fine. Jeez Louise. Yeah, that worked well.
That was time 3 that we read these.
Right.
And they're all pretty bad.
Yeah, but at least I enunciated in the proper places this time. So, yeah, good deal.
Oh man.
All right, we're at 28 minutes.
Yeah, it's far too long, but that's okay.
Well, this has been another fun episode of Saturday Morning Dad Jokes. We'll have to think of a theme. Should we be thinking about themes for next week?
Yeah, if you have a theme for us and you let us know by Tuesday in the comments, we'll try.
Otherwise, we'll just come up with our own themes off the air. And,
Off the air,
and
right?
we'll
Because
share
otherwise,
a
then
theme.
we commit to things like summer dumplings.
Yeah,
Never a good idea.
we become a little too limited.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good week, everybody. We'll see
Yep.
you
Have
next
a great
time.
week.
Bye.